What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying the start of a great summer ahead of you guys. And today I'm going to be kicking off. I'm going to be actually continuing my Fast and Furious franchise with the next film in this franchise, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. This was the third film in the franchise. It was directed by Justin Lin, who would go on to direct Fast and Furious 5 and 6, which are very popular, especially for me and to a lot of other people. Now, this film stars Lucas Black as a high schooler named Sean who is involved in an accident while drifting or taking a joyride at school or a race with another student of his, and he is sent to live in Tokyo with his dad to try to make something better for himself. And then he meets some people and becomes fond of the drifting community. And that's pretty much the story with this movie. Now, I'm going to actually go off on a limb and say this is probably my least favorite film in the entire franchise. And a lot of people could agree with me on that one. Or maybe you're one of the few people who watches this franchise and thinks, you know what, this is actually a really good one. Or there's probably very few people out there who think that this might be the best one. But it's my opinion, you guys, and you can't really change that. So this is my least favorite of the franchise right now. I'm going to start off with the pros for this one because there's only a couple that I have really for this movie. I will say that Lucas Black was not the right casting choice for this movie. I mean, come on. The guy looks like he's 25 when he's playing like a 16-year-old or 17-year-old. He does not look like he's in high school at all. Seriously, if you watch the movie, you're going to notice. Like, this guy is not high school at all. Like, the casting for him was too late. Like, if Fast and Furious started years ago, like before 2001, it may have been a little more convincing, but it wasn't. To be honest, this guy was not the right choice for the role. In my opinion, it's not at all. I do like the chemistry between Sean and Lil Bow Wow in this movie, who basically, Lil Bow Wow's name in this movie is Twinkie. I will never be able to stop laughing at that. That's probably the funniest thing in the entire movie, the fact that his name is Twinkie. I mean, that's probably his rapper name, but he's obsessed with selling stuff and making money, and I don't know if he rips people off, but I think that he does enjoy selling stuff. Maybe he steals to make money, but I don't know. The chemistry between them in the movie was honestly kind of fun to watch. The drifting sequences were also fun. I actually really enjoyed a lot of them in this movie. And there's quite a bit of drifting. So this movie is almost like drifting porn. It's drift porn. Yeah, and you're going to get a lot of that in this movie. I will say for this movie that a lot of people say this movie is kind of separate from the rest of the franchise because this movie doesn't really include Vin Diesel till the very last moment, like the very last few seconds of the film. But in reality, this movie takes place chronologically out of order. Like, this movie is not really the third chronologically. It's actually the fifth movie in the franchise, because you'll find out later. Like, you would have to watch the entire franchise to really know. But I know it does take place, I think, after 5 and 6. So yeah, and that's something that a lot of people can get confused on, but I will definitely say that here, that this movie, well, it's definitely a movie that I can enjoy watching. Like, I can definitely watch this movie, no doubt. It's enjoyable. I like it. But it does have the most issues with me. So yeah, as far as negatives go, like I said, Lucas Black was way too old for the role in this movie. I don't care if, he has to act like a tough high schooler. He doesn't look anything like he's in high school. He looks like he should be out of college by now. Didn't work for me. Not at all. And there's something, like, I'm gonna probably say some negatives about each of these movies. That's probably gonna be like, you know what? I don't think I would complain about that, or I didn't really think of this. But I am. In case you guys are wondering, I'm reading off my notes that I took for this movie because I finished watching the entire franchise like less than a week ago, and I had to write some stuff down to remember. So if you see me looking down like this, I'm looking at my notes. So that's just me, because I'm still starting out. I'm still new to this whole YouTube thing. But Anyway, I felt like if you ever have seen the movie, you know that when at the beginning when Sean tries drifting for the first time and he crashes Han's car, like he totally destroys it. He still trusts him to get behind the wheel of another sports car that he owns, or throughout the movie until he's a pro at drifting. I thought, I'm like, dude, you're way too trustworthy of this guy when he could easily damage your car again when he's not even a pro at drifting yet. Like, it didn't really make sense to me. I'm like, dude, how are you this trusting of a guy? Like, it kind of made him seem... It almost made him underdeveloped, in my opinion, even though he is more... They do improve his character in the future Fast and Furious films, but his trustworthiness here was not something that I would have liked to... that I would have included in the movie. Like, it wasn't something that I liked or enjoyed. I will also say that the mob sequence in this movie involving the mob was not very well thought out, and it was totally unbelievable. Like, I did not believe a single aspect of it, and the film basically ends with Sean and the bad kid. I can't remember his name. Yeah, how sad is that? Can't remember his name. They basically have a drifting contest, and the mob guy tells him, "You're free to go." And I was like, wait, what? It didn't make sense to me. So I was a little bit confused by that aspect, and that's just something that I think that they should have worked harder on, or maybe they should have just taken the whole mob thing out, because and also it's kind of like shoved into the movie right at the beginning of the third act, and I was just like, what the heck is going on here? Like, did they run out of ideas or something? Yeah, it was not something that I would have enjoyed in particular, but I will say this movie is definitely one that you can enjoy watching, or you can put on in the background, and it's definitely stupid fun. But it is so far my least favorite film in this franchise. It's not really a bad film in my opinion. It's okay, it's fine, and if you guys are interested in watching it, I would recommend you check it out. I recommend all these films to anybody, but this is the worst one out of all of them so far. I think that Justin Lin could have done a little better, and luckily he does do better in future installments. So guys, I'm gonna have to give the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift a B-. Yeah. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to future reviews coming up. I might start reviewing video games in a little bit, because there's video games that I want to try out in the future. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.